Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So, start with Gwen and Chad. Chad, every time that I think that I can't have a lower opinion of Chad, he always finds a way to just prove me wrong. And Gwen, here's the thing. At this point, I don't care what happened to her. I feel like in this particular episode, she went too far. Um, she pretty much had sex with a guy without his consent because he was drunk. And at first she tries to play all coy. She's all like, "Oh, you don't want to do this. You don't want to, you're drunk. It's please, I would understand. She kept trying to play coy, and then she asks, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I just want to give a quick reminder that when you're drunk or inebriated in any sense, you can't give consent. But, you know, here we are. This scene made my damn skin crawl. And then afterwards, she had the audacity to sit there and say, "Good job, Gwen. Good job, Gwen." I I can't even make this up. Chad, this guy was so drunk, and I know a lot of people could sit there and be like, "Oh, well, he was drunk and he didn't mean what he said." No, that's not how alcohol works. He pretty much berated his wife. Pretty much into saying that everything that she did, she was faking it. The whole thing with Stefano, her shooting someone, everything, she was faking it. And she used that as an excuse to get away with the things that she's done and the things that she'll continue to do in the future. Yeah, that's really how he feels about his wife. Hell, even Gwen was like, "Wow, I didn't know you actually had so much of a low opinion about your wife." But, yeah. I don't even know what to say about Chad at this point. I'm wondering, has he always been like this? And I don't mean a drunk, inebriated person. Just, has he always been like this? Because when I started watching the show, I tried to give everyone a chance. I really did. But even when he was arguing with Gabby, and as much as I didn't like Gabby, I still was like, Jesus Christ, there's something wrong with this guy. And yeah, he's just been getting worse and worse and worse as I've been watching the show. Wow. Um, Chad and not Jake and Kate wound up getting into it. Jake let Kate know, "Hey, listen, Abby knows about us, and she's gonna sit there and tell Chad that." Of course, Kate gets into this whole meltdown about how he can't know. He's like a son to me, yada yada yada. And Jake is like, "Listen, he's a grown man. If he loves you like he says he does, and he respects you, then he'll handle it." And then he realizes that it's not so much about that. He's like, "You're embarrassed by me." He looks at the tie and he realizes he thinks about a quote that she said to him. "Now that you're a Demara, you gotta sit there and look the part." He even asked her straight up, "Are you embarrassed by me?" And she can't even answer that. And he walks off. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? You, as much as I want to feel bad for Jake, it's like the writing was on the wall. Every time that she went to go visit him in the garage and stuff like that, she complained and stuff. Listen, she may not have been born in the money, but I mean, her attitude, the way she talks, it's all there. The neon signs are there. You just chose not to look at it. So that's kind of on you. That's pretty much all on you. He walked off and she was crying, and honestly, tell you the truth, I didn't feel sorry for her at all because it was true. So, like, what are you crying about? Now, back at the Demara's house, Gwen, I mean, not Gwen, Abigail sent it telling Anna about, Chad accusing her of cheating with her brother and everything like that. One second. With his brother and everything like that. I mean, with her brother, with his brother. Um, he's been acting different. He's been acting distant and cold ever since I got back. And Anna's like, you think it may have something to do with Gwen? Now Abigail tries to defend her, talking about, oh, she's been nothing but nice to me, nothing but kind to me. She's looking after my children, yada yada yada. I'd never actually had a problem with her. My first impression of her is, then she pauses. And then she kind of realizes that the first impression was that, seeing them, seeing Gwen in Chad's arms. So that was bad. And then they kissed. And that was bad. But, and so at that point, Anna's like, we gotta search through her room. Now, Abigail gives her the whole spiel about how it blew up in her face last time, but Anna's like, yo, she's watching your children. You need to sit there and find out what's going on with her. So they go in the room, they see all these news articles in this magazine about her. And she's like, yo, this woman is pretty much stalking your family. Abigail once again tries to give benefit of the doubt, being all like, oh, well, she's just looking, she's doing her research, into the people, to the family that she's going to be working for. And I'm like, you can't be this dumb. I mean, I know she's naive a little bit, but like, again, the writing's all over the wall and she's just choosing not to look at it. She tries to call Chad. Of course, he's not answering. I'm like, he wasn't answering all night. Why are you calling him? Whatever. So, let's go to Philip. Philip, Chloe, and Brady, even though he's in it for like, 2 minutes? So Brady leaves while, Philip is sitting there staring daggers at both of them. And then he leaves. Philip is on the phone. And I don't understand. I feel like this is just lazy writing. But Philip, like an idiot, is talking about money laundering in a crowded room at a party with everyone. And Chloe overhears that. And Chloe's like, so what's going on? What's going on with this whole money laundering thing? So Philip lets her know everything. Even about the whole Sarah not being, not really trying to go after Sarah, just doing it to provoke Xander to get him fired because he needs to launder money. He owes a lot of money. Chloe was happy that, the whole Sarah and him thing was a ruse, on his part. But she wants to help. And Philip's like, I can't help you do that because these people are dangerous and I don't want you anywhere near them. They can either hurt me or somebody I care about. It's just a no-go. Now, again, I feel like this is lazy writing because of all the ways that Chloe could have found out what Philip was doing, it just happened to be in a bar or a bar scene or whatever, a crowded room, everyone's at, and Philip, like an idiot, is just blurting things out. Like, whatever. I know that they had to sit there and kind of like get from point A to point B, but this was like the laziest way I've seen so far. Anyway, Philip leaves and Chloe, well, she still is going to want to help. Because that's just who she is, and why he didn't go out with her is a mystery that I am really want to find out. With that being said, I think the last scene is with Jennifer and Jack. Nothing majorly happens with them, except use something to drink. Except for the fact that they swap stories about Gwen. Jennifer's like, I wasn't even gonna give us a chance. After what Gwen said about, once a cheater's always a cheater, you can never really trust them. And Jack was like, because she told me that she was championing for me and was trying to, get us back together by trying to talk to you about it. And then there was another scene where Jennifer was like, really? So they both kind of look at each other and they're like, what is going on with Gwen? We got to get to the bottom of it. But apparently that can wait until tomorrow because it was New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, whatever, and they just kind of just wanted it to be about bringing in the new year and celebrating and being happy and stuff like that. So they kind of just dropped the conversation, and I'm not gonna lie, it got a little boring. Listen, I'm happy that they're back together because again, Jennifer was getting on my last nerves. But with that being said, you know, that's good that they're back together, and people who are, J&J fans, I guess, could be happy about their romantic moment and scenes and stuff like that. But for me, it's just like, all right, this is eh, whatever. 1 second. Yep, that's about it. Yeah, Gwen is a POS, and no matter what her reason is behind this, I don't care. And Chad, Jesus Christ, listen, when you make Philip look better in comparison, that's a problem. Um, I just, I can go on and on about the reasons why I do not like Chad, but I mean, when you're berating your wife so bad that even the enemy's kind of like, well, damn, there's a problem. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. Let me know what you thought of this episode of Chad. Has he always been like this? I really want to know. Not the drunk version, but just the pompous asshole version. Has he always been like this? Let me know in the comment section below. Hope everyone has a great New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and is safe and all that good stuff. I will catch everyone in the next review. And yeah, tomorrow's actually a new episode, so